Yo, what's up gamers, WQ here, and what I'm about to show you, it's not pretty. This is what happens when a bunch of people get together and they lose and they fail. And this conversation right here, it's a tweet of mine. I was watching a Link to Past stream and they started talking about me. And I thought it was pretty interesting, so I was reading the conversation, but they said a lot of bad things about me. And they were spreading a lot of rumors, and actually, frankly, they lied about me a lot. Do you guys see that? Do you guys see this? Do you see that message right there? Do you guys see these messages? Here's part two. Here's part two. Read these messages and read the bottom message too. I think that's pretty interesting because that's actually a lie right there. That's not what happened. That's not what happened right there. I heard WQ won mini kappa. Wide open now since WQ got owned. WQ almost didn't make it out of groups, lol. But I thought he was the best ALTTP ever. Oh, I thought he didn't. He did, but barely. That's what happens when you no-show for a match. He's not the best at showing up for his matches though. Oh, so it wasn't about times, it was just not showing up. Bummer. Yeah, I heard he didn't show up for one of his races. Oh wait, maybe he didn't make it out. And no-shows affect your tiebreakers. Challenge is saying he's out, but I thought he made it. I have no idea. I think Scrivo made an ultimatum or something. He can agree to reschedule. Oh, maybe. Wow, making him reschedule. Fucking ALTTP Clique. There's a few things that are wrong about this message. First of all, there's a few things that were offensive towards me. I'll address that later, but there were a few things that are just flat out wrong. This match was scheduled for 6 p.m. I was told it was scheduled for 6 p.m. I did show up at 6 p.m. so I did show up. I was not a no-show. It was actually scheduled for 3 p.m. not 6 p.m. I showed up at 6 p.m. Then I offered a reschedule. I claimed we should reschedule. I talked to the tournament admins who said I'm not allowed to reschedule the match. The match will not be rescheduled. I talked to Aerofrem and he has no problem rescheduling the match, so we are probably still going to reschedule it. So as of right now, I'm out of the tournament, but I have a good feeling that I can get the match still rescheduled, so I should be okay. So messages like fucking ALTTP Clique making him reschedule, that's not true, because if it was not for my efforts, there never would have been a possibility to reschedule. Not only that, but the actual Link to Past Clique refuses to let me schedule. So that is direct misinformation. Another one, that's what happens when you no-show for a match. This is not true. I did show up for the match. I showed up at 6 p.m. It was scheduled at 3 p.m. I was told it was scheduled at 6 p.m. I did show up for the match. Regarding the insults on me and my character, I'm gonna let that go because there was another message in here saying that WQ got owned. And honestly, I don't really think I got owned in this situation, and I don't think I really got owned in any of the previous situations either, where the Link to Past Clique is trying to sabotage my career online and they're trying to directly ruin my life. They've continually tried to do this and they've done a number of things, but I still don't think I've been owned at any of those points, because what happens is I keep going uphill, I keep doing better, and the Clique, they actually get more repressed. More of them come out and say they're depressed. They all have man boobs, and every GDQ, it seems to get worse. So I don't know, the claims that I got owned in this situation, I don't think that's particularly true. And actually, again, I don't think this reflects me, and I think this is one of the prevailing attitudes of conversations like this from the Link to Past Clique, the Link to Past community, the wonderful Link to Past community. They always say they're a really wonderful community. Yeah, they're a really wonderful community. The prevailing attitude is that this reflects poorly on me and this is my fault. I don't really think that's true, because I actually made a pretty good effort to be transparent about what happened. I actually made a video detailing a conversation that I know for a fact the Link to Past administrators never would want to go public. I actually did offer to talk about it both publicly and privately. I pursued Aerofrem and I pursued the administration, and I actually showed up at 6 p.m. I was very transparent about how it was scheduled, when it was scheduled, who I'm talking to. Everybody knows, so I don't think this really reflects poorly on me. The fact of the matter is the Link to Past administration refused to reschedule the match, even when both players agreed. It doesn't really make much sense, does it? So no, I don't think I got owned here. I think the Link to Pass clique got owned. I think the people who were running the tournament, and I think the viewers, I think the viewers got owned, and I think the racers, I think the people in the race, I think they got owned, frankly, because the truth is the tournament's a lot worse if I'm not in it. I basically have endless content. I can make YouTube videos, vlogs about fun Link to Pass stuff pretty much forever, and guys, this clique that has nothing, these messages, do you know how many times this conversation happens? Do you know how many times this conversation has happened or happens privately, or in how many different chat rooms? It's thousands. It's thousands of times. It's between different people. Takes them out, replace them with others. Over periods of time, new people come in and old people go out. That's fine, but this conversation, it keeps happening. I'm willing to bet the Link to Pass community is not the only place that this conversation happens thousands of times over the past 5 years. I've seen a lot of them. I've been the subject of a lot of them. A lot of them involve splicing. A lot of them just involve general mockery. It's extraordinarily degenerative and sad behavior, and the truth is none of these people are doing anything with their lives, and none of them are exceeding in the game. I think this is the problem with speedrunning. This is what's killing speedrunning. It's conversations like this, and it's the people like this doing this constantly for years. They do nothing with their lives. They have no money. They don't make money. They don't care about this game. None of these losers actually care about Link to the Past. They don't care about the game. They don't care about the growth of the game. They don't care about speedrunning. Hardly any of them care about themselves. Do you guys really think Downtime Death actually liked the people in the speedrun community? Do you think he actually liked the people in Link to the Past community? The people that claim he's their friends? Do you really think Downtime Death, a guy who spent 6 months cheating and lying about it, and probably another 6 months that we don't know about, do you really think he's friends with these people? Because I don't see how anybody in their right mind can be friends with somebody that he pretty much lied to about every day for 6 months straight. Doesn't really sound like a friend. But the truth is, guys, I don't really give a fuck. I don't do that shit. I don't go near it. I don't talk about it. I don't do that shit at all. Everything I do goes public. Everything I say, it goes public. Guys, I've warned a lot of people, and I've warned a lot of people in those cliques and in those speedrun cliques, do not join the clique. Do not join the clique. Stay away from the clique. Think for yourself. Guys, let's be real. Let's cut the bullshit. What is an alpha gamer? What makes an alpha gamer? It's subscribing to my YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and you become an alpha gamer. What that entails, what that means when you subscribe to my YouTube channel, it means that you start thinking for yourself, you start caring about gameplay, you start improving your gameplay, you start thinking about gameplay, you get away from the clique mob bullshit mentality, because that's the problem. That's bad. None of those people care about gameplay. None of them think for themselves. They don't do anything. And when I started getting away from that and I started saying, look, you guys are nothing, you're zeros, you'll never go anywhere, I started succeeding. I created my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel started doing really good. I started making a lot more subs on Twitch. I realized there's a real active audience of real speedrunners, and they want to engage with real speedrunner content. Real content online, and I said, well, I mean, that's great. I'll just be a real speedrunner and I'll just talk to these people. And then I started making good views. I started getting more subs on Twitch, bigger donations, compounding subs on YouTube, a lot of subs on YouTube. All my stats started skyrocketing to hell, and then these loser cliques completely flatlined. They're still flatlined. They've got nothing going on. Nothing big is coming out of any of these guys, yet I'm still doing really good. And that's why you guys watching, the people watching right now, you guys are actually a real reflection. You're a complete reflection of actual success. You guys, the people, Alpha Gamer, WQ'd, you know how it is, people who subscribe to my YouTube channel, you guys are an actual reflection of anti-click, pro-solution, pro-gameplay people. It's huge. It's a big fucking deal. I want people to not join the clique and think for themselves. It's not for my sake. You know, people will say it's for my sake. It's not for my sake. When you start thinking for yourself, it's actually for your sake. You start improving. you start making more money. You might make a YouTube channel. Maybe you'll pick up a speedrun. Pick up a speedrun you like. You know, don't pick up a game. Everyone says pick up a game, and you don't really want to pick up the game. If you pick up the game, it's probably not going to do a lot because you don't like it, right? Pick up a game you like. Pick up a game you like, and I want people to do that. And that's why I'm inspiring people to become alpha gamers, because then they're going to pick up games they like. They're going to maybe make a YouTube channel. Maybe they're going to try to make their family life better. Maybe they're gonna try to make their friendships with their friends better. I mean, think about that. That's like everybody's winning here. The alternative, guys, you know what the alternative is to go into these speedrun chats. It's to go in their Discords. I mean, think of how many private Discords. Remember those private Discord leaks I got 6 months ago? Do you remember those leaks I got? And then I actually showed the people that were trash talking. It's the same people. They were trash talking. One of my friends actually, a viewer of mine, he might subscribe to my YouTube channel too, he's an alpha gamer. They're trash talking him 6 months ago, and then I showed them the conversation. I'm like, did you guys really say this? And they looked at me and they're like, well, yes. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you people? What is wrong with people? What are you doing with your life? When you trash talk someone, when you start spreading rumors, I mean, that's every single message I read in that. It's like 20 lines, 8 different people. Every message I read, there's no truth. There's no truth. It's all rumors, all lies, white lies, hard lies. Just straight trash talk. And I mean, I trash talk a lot. You know, I like throwing jabs, you know. I'm the best at throwing punches. I'm the best trash talker in speedrunning. It's insidious. What they're doing is insidious. It's like, I mean, I love trash talking people. I'm incredibly good at it, but what they're doing is like, it's malicious. You know, it has bad intentions. And it's like, why would you do that? Like, what are you accomplishing? What exactly are you accomplishing in life when this is your 24-hour? And think about that. And I talk a lot about philosophy and people's brains and how their brains programs them to think and do things. Why would they go into the chat room and then immediately, and I mean, look what Void was saying. Void is like, okay, perfect, an opportunity to trash talk WQ, an opportunity to trash talk someone. I'm gonna write what happened, alter it slightly so it makes him look bad, and then make a joke putting him down. That's what Void's first instinct was. And you know what? He's not alone. That's what Ethan did to me. 6 months later, turns out Ethan's horribly depressed. He hates himself. He's 4th place on the Donkey Kong Country leaderboards. Well, that sucks, Ethan. Honestly, that just sucks. And it's like, maybe that's why you were trash talking me. And you know what? I think that's probably why Void is trash talking me too. And like, what are you doing with your life? What are you guys doing with your life? And that's kind of the thing where it's like, this is a lot of what they want to do. They really want to do that, and it's not helping them. It's not good. It's not good for them. You know, honestly, I don't even think it's bad for me. I think if these losers are trying to trash talk me, I mean, I really don't think it's that bad for me, because it's like, first of all, they look stupid. There's documented proof of what happened, and there's like 60 people in that chat room that are probably hearing about my name a lot. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't really, and plus I'm monetizing everything I do now. So it's like, I don't see how that's so bad for me, but it's really bad for these total clowns. I mean, total clowns. We can call them man boob speedrunners, because there's a picture of the Link to Pass community, and they're all standing next to each other, and they all have man boobs. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong? We're gonna call them the man boob speedrunners. So these people in this chat room, some of them actually claim that I'm bullying them. I'm bullying them, and it's unfair to them, and that they're these big victims. Which I think is pretty funny, and I think it's pretty ironic, because I don't know how one person, me, is bullying a group of people, a group of very vile people at that. I don't really see, and then if you look at the conversation, I'm supposed to be bullying them, but I actually think it's pretty funny, because it's like, I don't really mind, honestly. I think that's kind of an honor to, like, I mean, I'm above them, I'm much stronger, I'm much more threatening, I have a lot more power than them. Yeah, I do think like that makes sense that I'm bullying somebody. Personally, I think I'm just funnier and more creative than they are. But anyway, gamers, WQ here. I wanted to mainly show you guys what and how a clique operates, and also why it's a problem and why it's bad, and why it's particularly bad for speedrunning. Not only is it just a hive mind of lies and misinformation by, I mean, mostly unintelligent people, I would say. How dumb do you have to be to actively spread misinformation, right? Like, I don't spread misinformation, and that's actually part of the reason I'm so good at making YouTube videos, is because I'm a smart person and I can cleanly, coherently give you guys the truth. The clique, on the other hand, I mean, apparently they don't know how to do that, which is like, but I also wanted to tie it into, this is why the clique and how the clique operates, where they gain social power on this premise that they're right, and then they all agree on something, and then therefore they're all funny, and they all group up, right? They become a clique. That's how these cliques form, and they operate, and it's a bad thing, and that's why I call it social suicide. It's the suicide. You lose when you do this because they're not relevant for their ideas. They're not correct, or they're not interesting for their ideas. Their ideas go out the window. It's how much did they agree with each other. That's what they're relevant for. And you actually see it live in this conversation where two people say very wrong things that are completely misinformed and they're completely incorrect, but they both target me. They both target me and attempt to mock me, and then they gain credibility and they gain relevancy within the clique based on that, not based on their ideas. Not based on the truthfulness of their ideas, but they gain relevancy within the clique based on their attempts to mock me. That's how the clique runs, and that's the same reason why they lose, because their ideas don't have value. It's their attempt to mock me that has value. So when it comes to an argument of ideas, when it comes to a debate, or when it comes to a situation where pressure is on the line, something's on the line, they always lose because fundamentally they don't have those ideas. All they have is the clique's backing. They have the clique's power structure. So if there's no pressure or it's a small situation, what will happen is the clique will all agree with each other, and then I'll say, no, you guys are wrong, and then they'll all vote, are we wrong? And they're like, oh no, we're not wrong. And then they all vote, and they all seems like they're right, and so they can't be wrong, and they've done this numerous times. And actually that was one of my criticisms with the crystal vote. It's a vote. You can't vote in these clique situations. There's no majority here, right? But when you get to pressure situation where reality sets in, and I often call this gameplay, where gameplay sets in, there's these power structures, they don't work because they're not real. You can't vote down every day. If everybody agrees on something and it's wrong, guess what? It's wrong, and you see it in this conversation. It's a bunch of people that all said the wrong thing, and they all said different variations of the wrong thing, and they all agreed with each other, and they all agreed that they're morally right and I'm morally wrong, and this is why it's suicide. This is why it's long-term suicide, because you join a group of friends, they're not friends. They don't actually agree with each other's ideas. They agree with each other's status. They agree with each other's placement. That's suicide. That's ego theory. That's what natural gameplay and real alpha gaming aims to solve. This is the problem, and everybody who joined that conversation, I feel for you, because you got owned, because you're killing yourself long term. And I'll see you guys later. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and become an alpha gamer, which is a big deal. It's going to change your gameplay and your life. I'll see you guys later. Make sure you download every day.